But experts say they are facing challenges. Some of the identified constraints are inadequate and decaying infrastructure, lack of funds, inefficient implementation of export incentives, among others.
If government believes, because every country, for you to end foreign exchange, like I was telling, there was a time that getting dollar was difficult. But the only way you can end dollar was that you have to send out. So you get it directly. So the only way government can further end foreign exchange is encourage export. And that is it. And so it's not, government has a role.
Experts say that the challenge of marketing Nigeria's agricultural produce should be tackled if the country must meet the set target.
Packaging is the business of individual exporter. You determine what you are sending overseas. You know your catchment area, what they want. Then you prepare your products to meet the demand of those people. If you have competitors, you know that if your packaging is not good enough, then it won't sell. So you have to do that to beat other customers so that you remain in business indefinitely.
Negative response from the European Union to produce from Nigeria has been detrimental to the agricultural sector. According to experts, the plan to make agricultural sector revenue earner for the country may fail if foreign countries continue to reject produce from the country. They want the government to put the necessary structures in place in order to make the dream a reality.
The busy roads of Lagos are gradually becoming congested as many workers who were still enjoying the festive period in the first week in 2018 are resuming back to work. Speaking to our crew, some Lagosians said the problem of Lagos traffic is basically due to lack of planning, stating the previous government did not envisage the kind of crisis at hand. Some of them shared this opinion on ways to resolve the congestion.
The hustle and bustle, which Lagos is known for, is gradually returning as the roads are fast getting congested, with motorists spending many hours in traffic. Many say the way out of traffic is for the government to invest in infrastructure, but with the present economic challenges, this might take a while. Some Lagosians highlight alternate transport system as key to reducing the congestion on Lagos roads, decrying the poor state of railway system which puts pressure on the roads.
Lagos State is a megalopolis. It's a very, very big city. It needs railway and our waterways as well. The type of boat we use, just on Saturday, I went to Ikorodu via Badore. The type of boat you need to be reading Psalm 23 and everything to go on those. But we lack the infrastructure. Not that we don't have the resources. We have the money, we have everything, but we need, those masterminds, those think tanks that can actually execute the projects, that will actually take us to be a smart city.
Governor Kimbode is doing a human's job in Lagos, and with the step he has taken so far, I think he has done something good. You see, when you talk of Agege now, look at Ikeja. All those Yanopaja houses. He has a good plan for those areas, and he's doing something. So with time, without destruction, there can be no development.
While this order to say the primary challenge in Lagos is that a lot of people own cars, they opine that if the transport system can effectively function for 50% of Lagos population, then people will not need to bring out their cars.
The congestion in Lagos now is I don't know how to explain it, but it's terrible. What I would like to say is I would like the state government to be fast on their construction of the bridges, the roads, because I could see, although they are taking shape.
Half of the population of Lagos are having vehicles. So I can say that it's a duty of government to look into it. How are people making use of vehicles? That is another thing. And another way the government can reduce traffic is by, working on the canals. If you look at the road in Lagos State, so most of the roads are bad.
Lagosians also emphasize the need for government to implement rules and use more road barriers, thereby discouraging civilians from crossing the expressway and ensuring to attack the root cause of Lagos traffic.
And that's all we have for you this week. And I hope you enjoyed this edition, Lagos This Week. Join us same time, same station with another interesting topical issue next week. For sponsorship and advert placement, you can contact any of the numbers showing on your screen. You can also follow us on our Facebook handle page, and that's facebook.com/lagosthisweek.ng. Until then, I am your regular anchor, Ajibola Onwuchekwa. Bye for now.
Lagos State is a place for us. Lagos State is a place for us. Lagos State is a place for us.
In a way to better the electricity supply and billings in Lagos State, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing has made a brilliant effort to put a lasting solution to unfriendly estimated billings by providing more prepaid meters for consumers. With prepaid electricity meter, it has a readout which displays units and level of power consumption. These allow users to better monitor how much electricity they are using and therefore budget better way every month. Beyond power sector, we'll also bring to you other current happenings in the affairs of the society in Lagos State. Welcome to Lagos This Week. I am Ajibola Onwuchekwa. We'll take a short break now and come back to unwrap the full package on the show. Don't go anywhere. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, opined that the federal government has concluded plans to roll out meters to Nigerian consumers. Fashola made this known while inspecting the National Meter Test Station at the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency in Lagos. He also revealed that the federal government will as well involve more Nigerians in meter manufacturing. Here comes the reports.
The Meter Test Station, a department of the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, performed the function of meter testing, calibration, and type tests to verify and confirm their efficacy and prove that they comply with the requirements of relevant standards and accuracy before distribution. However, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, while inspecting the meter test station, noted that the measure will reduce the pressure on the electricity distribution companies known as DISCOs on meter supply.
Metering is a big issue. It's an issue that we hope to address more vigorously this year with regulations, open up the business to many more people so that we also relieve the pressure on DISCOs so that they can concentrate on their core business, which is to transport energy. Their core business is not to supply meters. So we can open that up to other people who want to play in that industry.
Fashola revealed that Nigeria's meter journey from 1950 showed that consumers depend on meters from foreign countries. This initiative, however, is to encourage local manufacturing.
We've seen the history of Nigeria's meter journey. All of the meters from 1950 up to today. So we've seen meters from Greece, from Canada, from Czechoslovakia, from Switzerland, from Japan, from Britain, showing how our industry evolved and we were totally dependent. Now we're seeing meters from Nigeria by MOMAS, by MOJEC, and that is a good place to be.
The Managing Director of the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency, Peter Eweso, said all meters being used by the DISCOs pass through the agency before installation.
They are to ensure that projects electrical installation power projects have been properly planned, properly designed, properly executed, and they are going to deliver service in a manner that will connote service for value, cost effectiveness, and at the same time ensure that safety is guaranteed within the industry.
The national meter test under Nigerian Electricity Management Service Agency is to ensure the accuracy of meters before installation.
The girls must be complete.
The clarity you need to make informed judgment so that you can make the right decision and take action.
People are saying it is you politicians that are responsible for this, that you are the reason why this is happening.
All these dollars that call themselves governors in this country.
I wish we had people like Tony at the National Assembly.
God forbid that I go to join that panel.
DG 360, providing clarity to issues.
If you are not idle, nobody will probably come and encourage you to join their gang or the group.
Yes. To keep Nigeria one is a must that must be done. Nigeria is not going to break.
So if I want to buy this one now, how much you go sell this one?
I will give you 500.
Sure? This one?
Yes.
This small banana?
Yes.
I know that Buhari can do it. He has a lot of plans.
We should be praying for him. He's a human being. Anything can happen to anybody.
The majority of the law they pass belong to them, to favor them, not the masses in Nigeria.
If we want to change, let's change generally. Don't let's change half. Let's change generally.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
It's CORETV News, and thank you for joining us again. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. President Muhammadu Buhari is set to depart for Addis Ababa to participate in the 30th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Governments of the African Union. The highlights of the president's engagements during the visit will be his statement under the historic theme, Winning the Fight Against Corruption, a Sustainable Path to Africa's Transformation. Other issues lined up for consideration by African leaders and their delegations include peace and security, transnational terrorism, institutional reforms of the continental body, free movement of persons, climate change, trade, aviation, education, gender and development. President Buhari will also hold bilateral meetings with some of his colleagues on issues of common interest. The federal government has dismissed the position of former President Olusegun Obasanjo on its economic performance in the past 2 years as mere distraction, disputing that the records of the administration's surface posting a stride in the economy of the country. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who is also the spokesman for the federal government, says President Buhari's economic outing remains unprecedented in the history of Nigeria. Osaiti Osadebawe reports.
Lai Mohammed says there is so much to showcase by this administration to prove its fulfillment of the mandate secured from Nigerians through the ballot in 2015. These successes touches on all phases of the nation's economy.
Foreign reserves have peaked at 40 billion and above, the highest level in about 4 years, and this was up from about 24 billion just a year ago, even though when we came in, the price of oil had crashed woefully.
The minister also points out that the nations had made significant savings under this administration in the course of attacking corruption in the public service and other acts of economic sabotage that undermines the nation's economy. Lai says the successes may have eluded the former president due to his very tight schedule. However, for the records, the nation has advanced in agriculture, he says. This, he knows, is evident in a reduction of rice import from 644 metric tons to 22,000 metric tons in just 2 years. On maize production, the Minister of Information says Nigeria is producing 10 million tons while the nation needs about 13 million tons for both human and animal production, as well as nutrition, adding that Nigeria leads the world in the yam and cassava production, accounting for about 70% of the world's yam production.
The nation is also being saved about 24.7 billion naira monthly with the full implementation of the single treasury account. The elimination of ghost workers has saved the nation over 120 billion naira, and at about $1.8 billion, the capital inflow in the second quarter of 2017 were almost double the 908 million in the first quarter.
The minister says the impact of these agroeconomic activities will soon manifest to ease the lives of Nigerian citizens, as the bumper harvest expected this year will force down prices of foodstuffs, especially such staple as rice. Already, he knows that 5.2 million primary school children in 28,249 schools across 19 states are being fed daily, while 200,000 unemployed graduates have enlisted into the End Power Job Scheme, and 250,000 loans already distributed to artisans, traders, and farmers to enhance their individual and societal economic activities. For the Minister of Information and Culture, Nigeria will be better for it as the administration continues to work. Osaiti Osadibame, CORETV News, Abuja.
The All Progressives Congress has reacted to a statement credited to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, which has been widely reported in the media, entitled "The Way Out" and a clarion call for coalition for Nigerian movement. The statement released by the APC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi states that while the party does not agree with everything the former president says, it notes the sundry issues raised by Obasanjo and believes it was made in good faith. Abdullahi notes that as a father of the nation, APC understands that the former president would feel obliged to intervene if certain things are not being done in a particular way. However, he says that such interventions should be for the sole purpose of improving the system and encouraging the relevant institutions in the country to work harder in improving certain situations. Meantime, APC has called on all its supporters across the country to remain steadfast and strong. As the People's Democratic Party continues to strategize towards clinching power again, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has visited Ekiti State to meet with the state governor and party stakeholders. Atiku declined comment on the recent open letter written by his former boss, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, in which he asked President Muhammadu Buhari not to seek re-election, but expresses disappointment in the Buhari government. Rashid has more.
Ex-Vice President Atiku Abubakar and his team, who were received at the Akure Airport in Ondo State before heading for Ado-Ekiti, inspected ongoing projects in the state and applauded Governor Ayodele Fayose for his performance. Though Atiku declined to make comment on the recent letter of ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo to President Muhammadu Buhari, he however says the country is in hardship.
What I have observed since I arrived has been a monumental development in terms of infrastructure in the state, and also the quality of life of people. Having said that, Your Excellency, I will not want you to talk too much. I have not come here on a campaign. I will come back when the times come. And then I will campaign along with you to make sure we retain this state in the hands of PDP.
Governor Fayose applauded Atiku, who chose Ekiti State as his first point of call for the purpose of consultation with party members since he quit the All Progressive Congress. He opined that Nigerians need to effect another political change next year, judging by the scorecard of the present regime. He, however, added that his ambition and that of Atiku won't cause any rancor in the PDP.
Your Excellency, you have not officially told me you are running, but I know at the appropriate time you will tell me and we will talk. But somebody asked me one question. He said, can PDP win election? Another person asked me a question.
He said, can Atiku Abubakar win election? I said, I have an answer for you. Can PDP win election? I have answer. Can Atiku Abubakar win election? I have answer. Can Ayofayoshe win election? I have answer. The answer is in the book of Ezekiel, if you read Bible very well. It's just that one verse that will cure all anxieties.
Fayoshe, who chairs the PDP Governors Forum and a presidential hopeful, may be slugging it out with Atiku at the party's primary, if serious with his presidential ambition. Rashid, CORETV News, Ado Ekiti.
The Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has declared that Nigeria is in a state of coma, saying only the People's Democratic Party can salvage the country. Governor Wike made this known when the former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido visited him at the government house in Port Harcourt to inform him of his intention to vie for the position of the president in 2019. Ahead of the 2019 general elections in Nigeria, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido visited the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and declared that he has the capacity to revive the fortunes of the country. Lamido says he's presenting himself to take over in 2019 because the nation deserves to move forward. The hashtag Bring Back Our Girls movement of Nigeria says it has commenced plans to drag the Nigerian government and the Nigerian police force to court over an alleged violation of human rights. Members of the BBOG says the group will never relent in promoting the interest of average Nigerians. Abdulrazak Salahuddin compounded the report.
The various killings, kidnap and humiliation of Nigerian citizens is still fresh in their memories as today make it 1,381 days that the Chibok girls were kidnapped. BBOG says Lassa women and Unimate lecturers in search of oil in the northeastern part of the country are still in captivity of the Boko Haram terrorist groups.
We cannot allow systems to be violated. We cannot allow institutions to be weakened. We cannot allow individuals to be greater than the institutions. Yesterday we saw the Commissioner of Police telling us simply that we can go, that it's power that he can just ask us to go, without really telling us why we were arrested in the first place. And that must not be, because the reason why we have the chaos we have in Nigeria today is because individuals are bigger than the system. And so the systems must be straightened. And so we'll ensure that we, the police, definitely, they will hear from us.
The group, while expressing dismay over the state of the nation's affair, says it seeks to ensure impunity-free society as against one-side treatment, as it reveals that all hands are now on deck to drag the government and the police force to court.
In 2014 that we took the Nigerian police to court, we would not hesitate to do another one this time. They will hear from the lawyers. Because not in our lifetime would we have the citizens' rights violated in our own lifetime, in our land. It will not happen. And we will not be intimidated.
We're a very civil group. Let the president continue to put the police against us. We are a civil group. We know what follows. When a civil group continues to behave in a disciplined manner and the police continues to trample on the rights of those people, we are a civil group. We will follow through in the way that civil groups follow through when the police stand in the way of the exercise of their fundamental rights.
The group also expressed its displeasure over the silence of the presidency to the entire situation in the country, particularly the incidents of headless attack in various communities in the nation. Members of the BBOG were on Tuesday restrained to the Unity Fountain, where they had converged to march to the presidential villa to present a letter of their grievances against the state.
Federal High Court sitting in Abuja is fixed February 12th for continuation of trial of suspects in the October 1st Independence Day bomb blast, Charles Oka and Obi Nwabueze. Justice Gabriel Kalawale fixed the date to enable both prosecution and defense counsels file and exchange papers for adoption of their final written addresses. Judicial correspondent Basilo Kafo reports.
CORETV News now live on all Androids.
Hello and welcome. This is CORETV.
Download CORETV News app from your Play Store. Click on the menu to see all our top stories from politics, sports, business, foreign news and live TV to watch us live on your mobile.
I want to know why I should be believing them.
You can also click on video to see all our YouTube videos. CORETV News, a 24-hour news station.
For more news and other stories, please visit our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CORETV News. You can follow us on Twitter at CORETV News NG. For more pictures and videos on Instagram, it's CORETV News, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CORETV News NG. We'll take that story again. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja is fixed February 12th for continuation of trial of suspects in October 1st Independence Day bomb blast. Charles Oka and Obiwan Boise, Justice Gabriel Kolawole fixed the date to enable both prosecution and defense counsel file and exchange papers for adoption of their final written addresses. Judiciary correspondent Basilo Kafo reports.
Almost 8 years after the Independence Day bombing on October 1st, 2010 at the Eagle Square in Abuja, the suspects, Charles Oka and Obiwan Boise, have concluded their defense after prosecution called all its witnesses to prove the allegations against them. The matter was adjourned for adoption of final written addresses of the counsels in the case, but due to a fresh application filed by Oka's lawyer for extension of time, which the prosecution counsel did not oppose, hearing in the case did not go as earlier scheduled by the court. Prosecution counsel Alex Ezion reacts to the court proceedings.
Today was supposed to be for adoption of written addresses. But the defense counsel, they didn't file in time, so they just came in this morning to ask for permission to file their papers out of time. Well, we didn't want to oppose that because we don't want to waste time again in this matter. We started this matter over 8 years ago now. So, but by and large, they have filed today, so we are given 7 days to respond.
Following the new development, the trial judge, Justice Gabriel Kolawole, asked the parties to file and exchange written addresses within 7 days for their final adoption. Defense counsel Emeka Okorafo also speaks on the progress of the trial.
Well, whatever is the outcome of the matter on 12th, on a subsequent day that